What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Shout out to my doggy Paul Shills, 100% for coming through and boosting up the coin with a 20 piece, no doubt about it. So we got another unfortunate one for you, man. Right now, the Anthony Johnston homosexuals, particularly a cat called Cuck DeVille, and also a lot of other AJ homosexuals, generically speaking, have been pushing the narrative that Daniel Dubois is on the gear. Yeah, that's what they've been doing. So let's wind back to where the speculation is coming from is the interview or the face-to-face, and they're bringing into question, why is Dubois in Brazil? Let's replay what happened there on the face-to-face.
There you guys go.
Got back this morning.
Eh?
Got back this morning.
Yeah, so, forgive me, I'm actually a little bit tired. I just got off the plane today.
That's okay.
Come back from Brazil.
So there you go. There you guys go.
Got back this morning.
Eh?
Got back this morning.
Yeah, so
What was
I'm
you doing in
a
Brazil?
little bit shaking, but
What was you doing out
working
there?
hard, training hard. Training hard.
He can't tell you that.
I know what he's doing.
In the
out
gym.
there. I know what you're
Always
doing.
in the gym.
He's like using.
So now, I ain't gonna lie, listening to this again, yeah, with the juices in mind, it actually does make more sense. What makes more sense? Not that Dubois was on the gear in Brazil, but that AJ's estrogenic, feminine, paranoid thoughts are that he was. We knew what he was doing there. Because if it was a training camp, it doesn't really matter, right? But if you listen to AJ's tone, it's almost accusatory. I know what you was doing there. I know what you did last summer. You see that one there? Listen again.
So there you go. Forgive me, I'm actually a little bit tired. I just got off the plane today.
That's okay.
Come back from Brazil.
So there you go. There you guys go.
Got back this morning.
Eh?
Got back this morning.
Yeah, so
What was
I'm
you doing in
a
Brazil?
little bit shaking, but
What was you doing out
working
there?
hard, training hard. Training hard.
He can't tell you that.
So he says training. AJ's like training.
I know what he's doing.
In the
out
gym.
there. I know what you're
Always
doing.
in the gym.
He's like using the.
I know. So anyway, you can read between the lines. You heard it yourself. So AJ, he bugging now. And this also adds into a narrative that was set, and I was skeptical of a month ago. Well, more than a month ago, almost 2 months ago now. Almost 2 months ago now, AJ's team came out and said, "Evening Queensbury, any update on why Daniel Dubois isn't signed up for VADA yet?" Daniel Dubois' team replied and said, well, he is. And the bottom line is, people, he just fought Hrgovic in the start of June. Yeah? He just fought Hrgovic on a VADA program. So you have to believe that Dubois got on the gear for 4 weeks, potentially, and then got off it and then took all the risk. And come on now. I don't know many gears, yeah. And they might give you a speculative advantage, but any gears you take 10 weeks before you're fixing to fight that can't also be caught. Remember, like, if you take some gears and you know VADA are testing you from July 17th, that stuff's got to have been out of your system. So unless it's a magical Anunnaki alien half-life of 1 minute or a low half-life that it's going to be able to cycle out of your system within a few days, you're going to be hot. Dubois has never had no kind of... There's been never any speculation in his career with the juice. So until you start getting speculation or you've popped a test, why do they come with this narrative for? They're estrogenic is why, people. We know, AJ said himself, oh, we're keeping tabs on Dubois. We're keeping tabs on him, and we know you are. You sweating about Dubois being on the gear because you nervous. Yeah? You nervous that Dubois, he with it, ultimately. It's like, I don't know, let's say you live in London and all you've got is the Gordon Ramsay. All you've got is the chef. Yeah? And you find out your ops have got the heater. You're like, oh man, shit. You're outgunned, right? All you got is the Jamie Oliver in your hand. This dude got the heater. He packing. He with it. Do you understand? You're going to make you nervous. So AJ's sitting there with spies in the camp. Oh, skins. Eddie, Dubois gone to Brazil. The juices. He's going to be too strong. Please, Skins. Yeah, Skins, tell me more about how strong I am. Make me feel better because Dubois in the Brazil off the gears. That's where it comes from, people. Yeah, I'm old school heads. Most of them was probably juicing anyway, but they didn't care. They said, bring your juicy ass. Because from their perspective, it showed you're a weak man, right? It's actually a positive. Yes, physically you might get some benefits from the gear, but ultimately it's the fight game, and it can't make your brain stronger. It can't make your head stronger. It can't make you fight. There's been a whole bunch of gearheads who got punched up, no doubt, right? A whole bunch of them. A whole bunch of them man got punched up. So, it's not the be-all end-all. And besides, there's actually no... What have they got? You can't tarnish a man's name based on rabid speculation. Meanwhile, yeah, and what I don't like is when Dillian White came out and said AJ's got the TUEs, the therapeutic use exemptions to use the gear, Dillian White was threatened with legal action. That's what I don't like. Again, estrogenic. AJ is good at giving it out. He wants to have the speculation out there, but he don't want techno speculation. And in reality, who's really going to be enabled to use the gear? Is it going to be the UK's golden child Johnston, Olympic gold medalist, or is it going to be Dubois? Dubois, he's like a cult classic right now. He ain't, you know what I mean? He ain't the age. He ain't the UK's golden boy. That's for damn sure. Anyway, let's give you man some more context. So we've gone over the 258 management thing, and my narrative from that was, it looks to me like they're setting this guy up. Yeah, it looks to me like they're fixing to set Dubois up. We had 258 coming out, which I already questioned at the time, saying if it was the case Dubois wasn't enrolled, why didn't they go direct to Frank Warren? Yeah, Eddie Hearn's been sucking off Frank Warren and we're best friends and we go to dinner, right? If I'm best friends with someone, I'm going to dinner with them, and that's their asset, that's their business essentially. Frank Warren's in the Daniel Dubois business. That's his number 2 asset, right? So rather than tarnish the number 2 assets or your friend's number 2 assets likeness, you say, hey Frank, whilst we're eating this steak, bosh, have you sorted out the VADA yet? You don't jump on. Frank Warren came out quite steaming actually. He said that no one's told me about it. If it was a problem, right? Frank Warren, I don't know, I'm not there. I haven't seen the actual documents. Maybe I'll do a video looking into that. I'm not sure they publish when they should really. VADA's supposed to be like we're integrity. It should be posted on the internet somewhere. VADA, bosh, this guy signed up this date. Real simple. There's nowhere to hide there. But from what I understand, it's not. So Frank Warren claimed he was already signed up. I don't believe Frank Warren any more than I believe Eddie Hearn. What I do find odd is, though, 2 dudes are supposed to be best friends now, but all buddy and shit, going to dinner, and you're out here just running publicly. Who does that? No one does unless they have an agenda. Do you understand? Unless they have an agenda, and the agenda is, hey man, this guy, they put the speculation out there, and if Dubois clips Johnston, oops, they find 2-2 Mickey in his drink, / his blood, / his urine. You see that play there? Yeah, it's that play. So I'm telling you now, Team Dubois, man, you know when you go into that changing room at Wembley, and you see they've probably got them water bottles posted there. Oh yeah, have a water, Dan. Don't be doing it. Everything you eat and drink should be sourced from Dubois' dad. I won't even trust the team at this point. Yeah, people, look historically. Some cat betrayed Jesus? Allegedly, right? Let's assume the Jesus story is true. They betrayed him. So don't tell me that, oh no, this guy... I'm not saying anyone's doing it or not. I don't say anyone's collaborating with the shekel or not. But it's happened. It's been in there, everyone. Yeah, Caesar, Roman cat, betrayed, collaborated against, conspired against. So it wouldn't be the first time. Daniel Dubois' dad's really the only one who can't... Oh, he wouldn't be bought. He's already on, right? Daniel Dubois' dad's a boss. So he ain't going to sell his son out like that. That's what I'll be doing. I'll get Dan, whatever Dan's dad's doing, man. He needs to go out and get the food in, right? That's what he needs to do. Get the food and get the drink in. Dan should only be eating cooking from his nan or his dad, in my opinion. That's what I'll be on right now, because something's not right here. Every 5 minutes, oh, he under gear, he under gear. It's not like he's popped before. If we were talking about Canelo Alvarez or Conor Henn, he'd say, well, you made your bed, you had 50 eggs a day, and now you got to live in that bed, right? Conor, if you want to eat 50 eggs a day, that's the bed you made for yourself, buddy. But Dubois, Dubois is no more juice than Johnson is, right? If we're going to sit there throwing the juices out there, understand what I'm saying? If you looked at Johnston and you looked at Dubois, there was juice with each other. So you got the pot and the kettle, one of them ones. Anyway, let's get to the actual allegations now. You got this cat called Cuck DeVille. Yeah, and obviously this is Cuck DeVille. He is an AJ Shill essentially, Team AJ Shill, and you'll listen to him here. We'll play it all. Well, you can watch it yourself. I'm not going to play it all, sorry, but you'll get it. And I believe the Anthony Johnston homosexuals / bots, the Johnston homosexual bots, the Johnston Shekel homosexual bots have been doing the most. Oh, he's in Brazil to avoid the tests. Here we go.
As we look at from Ocean GS up, training in Brazil to avoid the random drug tests. Okay. More so, here's another one. He went to Brazil so that VADA can't catch him until his steroid cycle is over. Listen, I've been getting more and more of these messages, okay? And the messages are strange based on his trip to Brazil, based on him a little shaky and all this. I just assumed he was having, female company and getting whatever. And Frank says he can't tell you, which I think kind of supports that. But then we did hear...
Frank said that in jest, right? Frank, come on, man. People, Frank Bricktop Warren is the cat, who got shot upside his head and went no comment. Yeah, he ain't that guy. He ain't going to be sitting there hotting up Daniel Dubois' activities. If there was something nefarious going on and Frank knew about it, he wouldn't be saying, we can't tell you about that. Yeah, he'd just say straight, no comment. Prepared statement. 100%, I wasn't there, he didn't do it. Do you understand? Stop playing, man. Cuck DeVille, you cuck.
Hear from 258 earlier, maybe about a month ago, and they were like, well, why isn't Daniel signed up for VADA? Okay, and then understand this, if you look back, this was about a month ago while he was in Brazil. So I don't know if Brazil has some type of special ordinance that you can't go there and come there. I can tell you this about Brazil, that you need a visa to go there. Okay, so you have to have knowledge of going to Brazil because you have to apply for a visa before you even get there. You got to have more than just a passport and a damn ticket. You need a visa. If you don't have a visa to go to Brazil, you are not going there. Okay, and they've just
So, you heard there from Cuck DeVille, and this is the problem. Like, I'm not a historian. I'm not a fucking legal analyst, people. Do you understand? Equally, if I'm not sure about something, I put my hands in the air and say either I'll look into it, bosh, or I ain't got a clue. I'm just making it up and guessing. But when you come out and state things that are easily searchable, it makes you a cuck / a shill / a kappa. Yeah? Cap DeVille, I mean, his name says it all. You don't get a name like Cap DeVille for nothing. Here we go. He claimed you can't get a visa from the UK, or let's call it the West. VADA ain't going to be in Russia, are they? So, or in that sense, they're not going to be based there. VADA's certainly based in the States, I believe, or UK. It's one of them ones. So let's look at the visa process for the UK, which is where Dubois is from. So if VADA want to send some moody VADA agent from the UK, they've got bases in different places. So if they want to send one from, I don't think they necessarily have a base in Brazil. I'd bet on that if I was gun to my head kind of thing. But they've certainly got cats in the UK. They've certainly got cats in the States. So let's see the visa requirements for travel to Brazil from the UK. Here's the UK government. Okay, Top Cabal website here. Foreign travel advice, Brazil. Entry requirements. Sorry, where is it? Visa requirements, sorry. You can visit Brazil without a visa for up to 90 days. Oops. No, but YB, Cuck DeVille, he from the States with it. No, YB, the States. Oops. Yeah? US Embassy. Again, Top Cabal website for you, man. Top federal website for you, man. Here we go. Bosh. The Brazilian government postponed the visa requirements for US nationals for 1 year. On April 10th, 2025, the government of Brazil will reinstate a visa requirement for all US nationals. So essentially, Dubois picked the worst time to get on the gear. Because contrary to what Cuck DeVille tell you, contrary to what Cap DeVille tell you, he'd tell you there's no cap from the States, you can just jump on a plane. Oops. They can just jump on a plane, so that's cap anyway. Now, the other side of things is, I mean, it is known, if you go to more it's obvious. If you go to more remote places, you are less likely. Visa or no visa, VADA's like any other capitalistic entity. They ain't trying to spend 20 grand or 10 grand shipping some dude out there to get some of Dubois' piss. So it is possible to kind of get some way out of the way. Ultimately, that's not a lie. Equally though, aren't fighters allowed to go on holiday? I guess the flip argument is, why would you go on holiday, or why would you travel in your biggest fight camp of your career? Dubois was in Brazil at the end of July-ish. That's like 6 weeks, or how many weeks? Yeah, 6-7 weeks before your fight. It is a bit like, Now people do have warm weather camps. They do kind of, I don't know, normally it's Spain or something. They go to Spain for 4 weeks. Now, there also should be context added, however, that Dubois does have some sort of South American girlfriend. Now, again though, are you going to be visiting your missus? Oh, these days, these new age cats, man, they moist with it. They moist, unless your name is Dimitri Bivol, right? He ain't never coming home. He been in the strip club, Dimitri Bivol. That's what his missus says, allegedly. Do you understand? Bivol, he loved the strip club. He ain't coming back to the Eastern Bloc, man. He want to see them titties bouncing and that butt popping. That's what Bivol be on. Ever since the Carrot Top Canella lick. Do you understand? Now, again, it also has to be said, as far as the VADA situation, Cuck DeVille implies later on in the video, he says, well, Dubois skirted off there, and you have to have a visa, which means that VADA couldn't get out there, and it also means that Dubois was really thinking this through. You have to plan to go to Brazil, and VADA can't plan to go to Brazil. What Cap DeVille don't realise is that you have to, when you sign up to VADA, you have to have a daily itinerary of where you are, particularly for planned holidays. So Dubois would have had to have submit to VADA to, even if you can't get a visa, which you can, Dubois would have to submit to VADA. He can't say, for example, I'm at home on his VADA sheet, on his VADA timeline, on his VADA calendar, if he's in Brazil. That's going to cause problems. So VADA would have known when he knew he's going to be in Brazil. So the narrative that, oh, he did it and no one can get to him and he's been on the gear is ridiculous. Not to mention, there's not many gears you can take and get and effectively use 2 months before you fight. For example, Dubois got back in the UK in August at some point. Let's call it the middle of August. There's not many juices you can take here that are going to be gone with no trace by the time you get back to the UK, if that makes sense. It's not like, well, you can cane the gear up until the day you leave Brazil and then get back and no one can know. There's going to be traces of it for weeks after. And really, again, I'm skeptical of the actual efficacious benefit of doing a 4-week cycle. And even then, he's not going to be able to do a 4-week cycle. If he was in Brazil for 4 weeks, which is being speculated about, he can't get back on 4 weeks and 1 day to the UK and be clean. It don't work like that. So really you're saying, are you going to take the risk gambling with it? VADA could fly out there, right? They could do. Especially for this fight. I'm not sure how VADA works, but I assume they take into account, really VADA should operate on a fight-by-fight basis, if that makes sense. The bigger fight should pay more. The bigger fight share should be taxed more by VADA, because they're going to be doing more exotic shit, like going to Brazil. Or either way, VADA really should charge the individual fighter for their fight camp. Yeah. So if you've got a fight camp and you're in Spain and you're in Brazil, that VADA participant, Danny Dubois for example, should pay more than some dude who's only at home in the UK, right? Because there's more cost to VADA. It should be individualised. Hey Dubois, you fixing to be in Spain, Brazil, and whatever else. You best believe we're coming there, so we're charging you 50 grand for this period of testing. Whereas Joe Bloggs, who's posted in, I don't know, Essex, okay man, isn't going to be at home every day, no problem. Yours is going to be cheaper, a couple of grand or whatever. That's how it should work. I'm not sure how it works, but that's how it should work. There should be no excuse. And it's just lazy really, it's just money at that point, right? If you want our VADA tag We popping up wherever you are. And I tell them now, listen people, yeah? If I was VADA, it would be in the rules. Wherever you pop off to, we popping up. Oops, and we're billing your ass for it as well. Right? Because if you can afford to go to Brazil for a training camp, you best believe you can afford to pay the $5,000 it's going to cost to fly one of our agents out there and pull up on your ass. That should be in the thing. We're going to be on your ass. In Brazil, in Pakistan, in Stansderman, wherever you at, wherever you hold up at, we come in there. And we ain't telling you when we come in, we're just going to pull up. That would keep everyone tight. So there are little gaps. I don't understand who runs the strategy for these companies, man. The low IQ boneheads. We'll charge one price for every fighter, and we might not go to Brazil because there's a financial constraint. Oh, fuck. Where do they find these guys at, man? Build the fighters. Ultimately, the fighters, they want that VADA brand. And at that level, when you're making 20 million, 30 million, paying 50 grand for the VADA stamp is a minor for Daniel Dubois. Right? And if anything, it will discourage people. If people know they're going to be billed for the VADA's expenses, they'll be less inclined to be going to Brazil, potentially. And they'll be less inclined to take... I don't think Dubois is juicing in Brazil, but they'll be certainly less inclined to try any funny business, because they'll think, well, there's no benefit of us going to Brazil because VADA, they're going to be on us. But again, we live in these... makes you wonder, are these systems made to help people, to help the elite, essentially? Because no little fighter's going to Brazil for a fight camp, right? No small hall show. To be fair, they probably haven't got VADA testing either, but either way, the lower level guys ain't going to Brazil for a fight camp. So are there systems in place here which enable potential cheating? That said, I don't think Dubois is cheating at all. Now, all in all, you've seen Cuck DeVille. I've seen it on other channels as well. It just so happened it had to be Cuck DeVille's ass that got today. Sorry, buddy. It's one of them. I can't help it. You understand? Had to smoke your ass. It's not your fault, though. It's not your fault you slow. I can just tell. Look at the... Come on, man. Stop, people. Stop playing, man. He's slow. If a man looks you like this in the camera, man, he's slow with it. All eyes twisted and shit. Where are you looking at? Kurt. Kurt, who you looking at, man? We can't tell. Stop playing, man. You man joke too much. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, stop it, people. But yeah, Cap DeVille, he wasn't the only one who was spreading these narratives. We've all seen the comments. We've all seen the comments. Everyone's been questioning it. I don't question it. What I will say is, it worries me. The narrative worries me. Yeah, you got AJ here. He nervous. He paranoid. You got the thing from 258 management we talked about earlier, of them saying, "Oh, you haven't. You're not on VADA." It could just be the case that Team AJ are completely and absolutely estrogenic, and they're not plotting nothing. They're just genuinely scared to death, right? On the flip side is, though, we've been seeing people pop, man. Yeah, we've been heard. Even though Francis Ngannou's a bit slow and couldn't put two and two together, that the Prince Turkey mafia dropped 2-2 Mickey in his drink. Ngannou's like, I felt tired and it wasn't. So Ngannou complaining something wasn't right, but you can't put 2 and 2 together that Turkey dropped the Mickey in his drink. He's slow with it. The point is, there's been things that haven't felt right. Not my opinion. Ngannou said it. So I will not be surprised. Look at Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Again, you got Massa Hearn's paws all over that. Yeah? Massa Hearn's paws are all over that. Bottom line. Yeah? And again, if Massa Hearn's paws are all over the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia situation, yeah, you best believe his hands are all over the AJ one with the juices. And even if you say YB, there's no way Eddie Hearn was involved in the Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney juice situation, juice scandal. That might be the case, But what it's certainly done is shown Eddie what can happen, right? If Eddie had no involvement in Ryan Garcia popping, he now knows, ooh, that's a nice one. You can get knocked spark out and beat the brakes off you and get expunged. Yeah, all you got to do is put some in his drink and he ain't even know it, after Rick Ross. All you got to do is Rick Ross this dude off and he won't even know it and he pop. And then we can rub that loss off and no one will ever know about it and AJ is the king, the most humble and the most explosive and the best UK heavyweight of all time, they'll tell you. After Dubois goes in there weighing in with his head. 250 pounds of head. Just in there whacking away. Do you understand? I hope I'm wrong. Even if I'm wrong, even if Dubois ain't going to get set up, yeah? One thing we know for a fact, AJ is nervous about it. That's a fact. It's one or the other. Or both. It's either these guys are preempting him to pop, because they're going to put someone in his drink, or AJ's just paranoid and shook to death that Dubois, that he's not going to have enough of Dubois because he's cheating. So you can take it how you want. Anthony Johnston homosexuals. Either way, it's looking bad for him. I'll tell you now for free, if I hear Daniel Dubois popped after this fight, do not bother coming to this channel telling me, yeah, making a whole bunch of noise about, oh, we knew it, and look, YB, 258 knew, and yeah, come on, stop, man. He ain't no pop day in his life. So don't bother doing that now, right? Don't bother doing that, man. I don't believe it, I'm sorry. I won't believe it. There'll be 0% chance I believe that. Yeah, Dubois could have been tried to get on the gear for the Hrgovic fight. He was more or less, well, I think he's more of an underdog now against AJ, but the odds were very similar. Dubois was supposed to lose against Hrgovic. So wait there, he didn't juice for that, but now he can juice for the dude who we know soft. We didn't know Hrgovic was soft like that, to be fair. Right? He was supposed to be the Croatian hardnut from the block. The Eastern Bloc. That's what they were selling him as. So we didn't know he had the big old bitch in him. We didn't at that point. We know AJ got it in there. Come on. Mr. Blobby got it out of him. Mr. Blobby punched the big 250-pound lean bitch out of Johnston. Fact. So don't tell me Dubois gonna need gear to think he's got a chance. If Mr. Blobby can whack Johnson, Mr. Blobby never had no power like that, all due respect. Right? Double Cheese Ruiz has never been a puncher. And look what he did to your ass. So don't tell me that Dubois must have the juice to win. Ridiculous. And this only really matters if Dubois wins. If Dubois gets, and it's possible, I'm not going to lie, I've seen the footage, it's possible AJ does ball this guy over. It's not my base case, but it's possible. I won't be shocked if Dubois goes in there like this, like he does. He goes in there with his elbows right up and his chin half in the air and his hands are like this, and AJ just puts something down the middle. Or a few down the middle and one gets him. That will not shock me at all. At that point, trying to set Dubois up won't be relevant. But then again, look at Hellenius. Maybe Hellenius, yeah. Maybe Robert Hellenius was the prelude of the Mickey in the drink scam. Maybe that was the tester case, right? I thought that was odd. Why would Hellenius comes in on 2 days' notice and they found gear in his system? It's like, okay, you can argue, well, maybe he was out of season and off cycle. Is Hellenius really a guy who's taking gear, though? I know it's not all about how you look, but come on. Hellenius has never had no popping before, to my knowledge. But all of a sudden, he's fighting AJ, who he's supposed to lose to, on 2 days' notice, and all of a sudden he's on the gear. It's like, it didn't really make much sense to me. So was that the demo test? Let's see if this strategy works. Let's see if we can take someone, do something, and have them on the gear, which makes no sense. And it did work. And it's his band or whatever. He certainly got caught. That could have been a test case. Yeah, I don't know. They might even put something in the air conditioning. That's maybe what they were testing. They were testing if we filter vaporized testosterone through the air conditioning system in Hellenius' training room, can we get him to pop dirty the next day or on fight night after his fight, right? So Hellenius is warming up for the AJ fight in the changing room. They're pumping the vaporized testosterone propionate through the air conditioning. Hellenius is breathing that air in like with his big Viking lungs. Oops. Who knows? Now they know. Now they got the pattern. You don't even have to eat or drink nothing. They can just breathe that shit in. Yeah? Oops. I don't know. I'm just saying. If Dubois pops, don't bother coming here and telling me he popped. I don't want to hear it. I'm not interested. There's 0% chance. 0% chance Dubois juicing, in my opinion. I don't believe it. I will not believe it. So you don't bother. Don't think you're going to come here and, oh, YB, he was wrong. Don't bother. Because you ain't going to hear me ever say that. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe. Like off the bell, 100%. No doubt about it. People, stop it.